The whole community of the children of Israel set out from the wilderness of Sin, with their journeys at the command of the Lord, and encamped at Rephidim, where there was no water to water the people. Therefore the people quarreled with Joseph and said, "Give us water, that we may drink." And Moses said to them, "Why do you quarrel with me? Why do you tempt the Lord?" So the people were thirsty for water, and the people murmured against Moses and said, "Why did you bring us out of Egypt, so that we and our children and our livestock would die of thirst?" Then Moses cried out to the Lord, saying, "What shall I do to this people? For they are almost ready to stone me." The Lord answered Moses, "Go before the people and take elders of Israel with you, and your rod with which you crush the revolt. Take it in your hand and go. Behold, I will stand before thee upon the tower of Horeb. Thou shalt strike upon the tower, and water shall come out of it, that the people may drink." And Moses did so before the elders of Israel. Then he called the place by the name of Mas and Meribah, because of the contention of the children of Israel, and because they had tempted the Lord, saying, "Is the Lord among you?" Then Amalek came and fought with Israel at Rephidim. Moses said to Joshua, "Choose men and go and fight with Amalek. For the rest I will stand on the top of the hill with the rod of God in my hand." Jesua did as Moses commanded him and fought with Amalek. Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the hill, on top of the hill where Moses held his hand up. Israel was saved, but when he left his hand down, Amalek was saved. By now Moses' hands were in trouble, so they took a stone, put it under him, and he sat on it. Aaron and Hur held his hands, one on one side and the other on the other side. So his hands remained steady until the sun went down. Jesua defeated Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. The Lord said to Moses, "Write this as a memorial in the book, and let Jesua hear it. For I will definitely wipe out the memory of Amalek from under heaven." Moses built an altar and called it Jeluhuye Nissi. He also said the Lord had sworn that he will make war on Amalek from generation to generation. When Jethro, priest of Midian, the father of Moses, heard all that God had done for Moses and for Israel, his people, and how the Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt, then Jethro, Moses' father, took Zipporah, Moses' wife, after sending her away, and his 2 sons, one of whom he called Gershom, because he said, "I have been a stranger in the foreign land." The other was called Eliezer, because my father's God, he said, helped me and delivered me from Pharaoh's sword. Moses' father-in-law Jethro went with his 2 sons and his wife to Moses in the wilderness, where he had encamped by the mouth of God. And he said to Moses, "I have come to you, your father-in-law Jethro, your wife and her 2 sons with her." And Moses went out to meet his father-in-law, and did obedience to him and kissed him, and asked others about his welfare, that they entered the tent. Then Moses told his father-in-law that the Lord had done to Pharaoh and the Egyptians on behalf of Israel, and that all the hardship that had befallen them on the way, and how the Lord had delivered them. Jethro rejoiced at all the goodness the Lord had shown Israel, and how he had delivered them out of the hands of the Egyptians. Therefore Jethro said, "Blessed be the Lord, who had delivered you from the hands of the Egyptians and from the hands of the Pharaoh, who has delivered the people from under the hands of the Egyptians. Now I know that the Lord is greater than all the gods, for as they dealt proudly with them, so they were rewarded." Then Jethro, Moses' father, took burnt offerings and sacrifices to offer to the God. And Aaron and all the other elders of Israel came and ate with bread with Moses in law before God. And on the next day, when Moses sat down to judge the people stayed around Moses from morning until noon. And when Moses' father-in-law saw all that he did to the people, he said, "What is this that you do to the people? Why do you sit alone and all the people are around you from morning until evening?" Moses said to his father-in-law, "Because the people came to me to see God. When they have matter, they come to me, and I judge one another and declare God's standards and his laws. But Moses' father-in-law said to him, the thing you do is not good. You make great trouble for yourself and for these people who are with you, because the thing is too heavy for you. You are not able to do it yourself. Hear now my counsel. I will give you counsel, and God will be with you. Be to the people an intermediary of God, and report the cause to God, and admonish them concerning the rules and laws, showing them the way by which they should walk, and the work they should do. Moreover, seek from among all the people courageous men, God-fearing, dealing seriously, detesting corruption, and appoint them as leaders of thousands, leaders of hundreds, leaders of 50s, and leaders of 10. And let them judge the people at all the times, but let them bring every great matter to thee, and judge all small causes, so it will be easier for thee. When they bear the burden with thee, if you do so, and God commands you to do so, you will be able to bear, and also all these people will go quietly to their place. Moses obeyed his father-in-law's advice and did all that his father-in-law said. Moses chose from Israel brave men and appointed them leaders of the people, leaders of thousands, leaders of hundreds, leaders of 50s, and leaders of 10s. They judged the people at all the time, but they submitted the difficult cases to Moses, for they judged all matters of little importance by themselves. Then Moses let his father-in-law leave and went away to his country. In the 3rd month, after the children of Israel had come out of the land of Egypt, on the same day they came to the wilderness of Sinai, and they departed from Rephidim, and came to the wilderness of Sinai, and encamped in the wilderness, and there Israel encamped before the mountain. But Moses went to God, for the Lord had called him from the mountain, saying, You shall thus go to the house of Jacob, and you shall tell the children of Israel, You have seen what I did to the Egyptians, and how I carried you on eagle wings, and led you to me. If therefore you will listen to my message and keep my counsel, you will be my chief treasure to all the peoples. Even as all the earth is mine, you will also be to me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words you will speak to the children of Israel. Moses then came and called the elders of the people and proposed to them all these things that the Lord had commanded him. The people answered all at once and said, All that the Lord has commanded we will do. And Moses reported the words of the people to the Lord. And the Lord said to Moses, Behold, I come to you in a thin cloud, that the people may hear as I speak to you, and that they may follow you forever. For Moses had reported the words of the people to the Lord. Moreover, the Lord said to Moses, Go to the people, and sanctify the day and the night, and let them wash their clothes, and keep them ready on the 3rd day. For on the 13th day, the Lord will come down to Mount Sinai before the eyes of all the people. He also make signs to the people all around, saying, Take heed to yourselves, lest you go to the mountain and touch its borders. Whoever touches the mountain will surely die. No hand shall touch him, but he shall be stoned or pierced with darts, whether animal or man. He shall not lie. When the horn blows at the length, they shall enter the mountain. Then Moses came down from the mountain to the people, sanctified the people, and they washed their clothes. Then he said to the people, Be ready on the 3rd day, and do not come secretly. And on the 13th day, when it was morning, there was thunder and lightning, and in a thin cloud on the mountain, and a very loud sound of a trumpet, so all that the people who were in camp departed. Then Moses brought the people out of their tents to meet with God. Then he stood at the lower part of the mountain. And Mount Sinai was all in smoke, because of the Lord had come down upon it with fire, and its smoke went up like the smoke of a furnace. And the whole mountain trembled greatly. And when the sound of trumpet blew long and became louder and louder, Moses and God answered him with a voice. For the Lord came down to the Mount Sinai on the top of the mountain. And when the Lord called Moses to go up to the top of the mountain, Moses went up there. And the Lord said to Moses, "Go down, instruct the people not to violate their borders, to go and contemplate the Lord. Otherwise many of them will perish. And let the priests also who go to the Lord be sanctified, otherwise the Lord will destroy them." Moses said to the Lord, "The people cannot go up Mount Sinai, because you instructed them to say, 'Put signs on the mountain and sanctify it.'" The Lord said to him, "Go, descend, and come, you and Aaron with you, but let not the priests and the people violate their borders to come to the Lord, or he will destroy them." Moses therefore went to the people and said to them, Then God spoke all these words, saying, "I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourselves any image of bronze, nor any likeness of the things that are in heaven, nor of the things that are on the earth beneath, nor of the things that are in the waters underneath the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I am the Lord thy God, an unrighteous God, who bringeth the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, upon the third generation and upon the fourth generation of them that hate me, and who is pleased with thousands who loved me and keep my commands. Do not use the name of the Lord your God in vilification, for the Lord will not hold guilty those who use his name in vilification. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days you shall work and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. In it you shall do no work, neither you, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your servant, nor your wife, nor your beast, nor your stranger that is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth and the sea, and all that is in them, and rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and sanctified it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be prolonged in the land which the Lord thy giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor, you shall not steal your servant. You shall not steal your neighbor's house, nor your neighbor's wife, nor your neighbor's servant, nor your neighbor's ox, nor your neighbor's plank, nor anything that is your neighbor's. And all that the people saw, the thunder and the lightning, and the sound of the trumpet, and the smoke of the mountain. And when the people saw it, they fled and departed. And they said to Moses, "Speak with the voice, and we will listen, but do not allow God to speak with the voice, or we will die." Then Moses said to the people, "Do not fear, for God has come to test you, and that his fear may be before you, so that you may not sin." The people went away, but Moses approached the darkness where God was. And the Lord said to Moses, "You shall thus say to the children of Israel, You have seen that I have spoken to you from above. Therefore you shall not make for yourselves with gods of silk nor gods of gold. You shall not make for yourselves any. You shall make an altar of earth for me. There you shall offer your burnt offerings and your peace, your sheep and your oxes. In all places where I will put the remembrance of my name, I will come to you and bless you. But if thou wilt make me an altar of stone, thou shalt not buy it of hard stone, for if thou lift up thy rod upon them, thou hast polluted them. And thou shalt not go by the paths to my altar, lest thy filthiness be scattered here.